The link in the PowerPoint is not a live link, of course. I'm going to send it to you right here, right now. It's lvcsb.com/is action guide.
It's really important to have that if you are online, because it's great to take notes along the way. So I've got mine ready again.
Absolutely. Again, yes. We had a trial run for all the good it did, right? Sometimes this is what happens when you go live, and I really want to get started right on time. So if everybody's ready, we can go ahead and begin. First, I really want to thank my lovely and talented co-host, Shar Moore. This is such an honor to be with you and to represent the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau to everyone from Y Magazine. Oh, super. Carrie's downloaded her action guide. It's, you know, the action guide is for you to follow along and check back in your notes. Now, the webinar itself will be available recorded on replay, replica replay, and then in a few hours, I'll be able to edit out this stuff in the beginning, the dead air time. So, but everybody's got that. So are you ready to get started, Shar?
Definitely.
Fabulous. All right, we've got so much to cover. You'll be with us for about under an hour, I think. Okay, let's start with a quick poll, which is, what is your financial goal for speaking? Is it for financial independence, to supplement your income, or to define yourself as the leading expert in your field? And I'm going to set up a poll right here in this chat bar. And just so you know, there is about an 8-second delay on Webinar Jam. Just keep us on our toes. So all you have to do if you're in the room is click on one of those bars, the financial independence, to supplement your income, or to establish your credibility as an expert in your field so you can earn more. So just click on those and we'll talk about that. Okay, the first one was to establish greater credibility. That's fantastic. And I'll tell you, there are no wrong answers to any of this. We're here to help you. And by the time we're done, before, let me see, 7 o'clock my time. What is it going to be, 1 o'clock your time?
It's 11 o'clock now, so it'll be around 12 o'clock.
Around 12 o'clock. Perfect. First of all, thank you all so much for joining us, because I know how hard it is to squeeze an hour out of a day, as busy as we all are. So, okay, has everybody clicked on the poll? I'm going to go ahead and end that and reset it. You know, like I said, there's no wrong answer, but the bottom line, I think, is that everybody wants to earn more as a speaker, whether you're supplementing your income or whether you want to speak full-time and make your living from that. Here's Insider Secret tip number 1, and you can see this on your action guide. Your dream can come true. You can achieve financial freedom as a speaker. You just need to take the time to understand how the expert industry works to discover the keys to achieving all you want. That's easy, super easy. So when we talk about financial freedom, it's basically having all the money you want and having the free time to enjoy it, because one without the other is really kind of worthless. You know, I have another poll here that I might try. What would you do if you had financial independence? So there's another one, and here's your answers. Here are your options. You know, if you're watching this on the replay, you don't get to see the chat bar. But write it down for yourself so you know. Would you, if you had financial independence, financial freedom, would you spend more time with loved ones? Would you enjoy life more? Would you travel more? Or would you be able to work on something you're passionate about? And I'll tell you what, Shar, I am always surprised that so many speakers want to work on something they're passionate about, whether it's writing a new book or sharing their message, just having that freedom to really do the work that they love.
Definitely, and that comes back to, well, a lot of people I've interviewed over the years have said it's about choice.
It's about what?
Choice.
Choice, absolutely, absolutely. And someone just checked travel more, which, gosh, speaking was made for that. You should be able to travel all you want to if you're a professional speaker. And, you know, I know Brian Tracy and some of the other really top speakers go all over the world. They love it. They go speak in Singapore and across the US and South America. They go everywhere. So we're at 33% on 3 of those. Nobody wants to enjoy life more. Which is funny, but the things that you checked the boxes on, travel more, spend more time with loved ones, and working on something you're passionate about, really is redundant to enjoying your life more. So I'm going to end the poll now and reset that. We won't have another poll for a little while. We'll go back to the chat bar. And for what it's worth, please feel free to post questions as we go along the way in the chat bar. I'm pretty good at watching them. And if I miss anything, Shar,
I'll be online for it.
Call it to my attention. Okay. Now, when we talk about enjoying life more, Jack Canfield said, when your vocation feels like a vacation, you have arrived. Isn't that the truth? Because you never work another day in your life when that happens. So, all right. 1 second. I'm doing so many technical things here. And I'm really afraid of getting myself out of the webinar. Okay, I got it now. I got it. Isn't that a cute little dog? All right. Imagine earning $5,000, $10,000, or even $25,000 for a 1-hour presentation. Does that sound good? I hope so. And what would just a few gigs each month mean to your overall earnings for the year? Think about it. I've booked speakers for more than $30,000. In fact, I booked Captain Jim Lovell, the astronaut from Apollo 13. I booked him for $35,000. And it's not even, wouldn't it be amazing, Catherine? You're right. It's not even an hour. It's like 45 minutes with time for Q&A at the end. That's really exciting to me. You can do this. I know you can do this. I did it. And I started out like everybody else. I started out as an author and a speaker. And I'll get into that a little bit about my background in just a minute. This course was made for you if you have an important message to share, which feel free to say, yes, I do in the chat bar if you have an important message to share. You want to distinguish yourself from the crowded field of general speakers. You want to become the leading expert in your field, and I can show you how to do that. You want to earn thousands every time you speak and have high recurring income. You want to influence and help others and fulfill your potential. Most speakers I talk to became speakers because they have an important message to share and they want to help others. You want to discover how the speaking industry really works, and you're ready to start getting paid to speak. Are you ready? Are you ready?
So ready.
I love an active chat bar. So type yes in that chat bar if you're ready to start getting paid to speak. Now, it's not for you if you don't want to leverage your passion, your experience, or your message to earn an incredible income and lifestyle, or you're happy speaking for free. It's a fun hobby for you. And paid speakers or professional speakers look at that and they go, who would do that? who would want to speak for free? But, I was a guest at a Toastmasters meeting a few years ago, and one of the gentlemen there was a member of Toastmasters for 26 years. He owned an insurance company. He had no desire to speak professionally. He just enjoyed speaking. So anyway, this course would not be for him. Speaking is one of the highest paid professions today. There I am speaking at an MPI meeting, which is Meeting Professionals International, up in Canada, in Edmonton. And then what's great is when I'm speaking is I'm also representing the Speakers Bureau. I talk about it, and I always say, this is a room full of meeting planners. So I tell them, if you are interested, let me know, and I'll help you with your speakers. So turn the page on your action guide, and you'll see this, what do you want to earn from speaking question. So real quick, and this is just for you, unless you want to share. Carrie has so much to share that will impact others. I can't wait to hear her story. All right, so answer this, and seriously, these are just for you, unless you want to add to the chat bar. What's the top fee you earned last year, and what do you want it to be this year? So if last year maybe you made $1,500 for a presentation, this year you want to make $2,500, or if last year you made $5,000 and this year you want to make $10,000. This is for you to inspire yourself. What was your average fee last year? Now for that, you have to include those non-paid speaking gigs, and that cuts your average fee in half, right? And then what do you want your average fee to be this year in 2018? And I know we're already to April. I can't believe it. And then this is the most important question. What did you earn last year total, and how much do you want to earn this year from speaking? and then look at the gap. There should be a gap. I mean, unless you're speaking for free, in which case you probably wouldn't even be on here on this call with us. But how much did you earn last year, and how much do you want to earn this year, and what is the gap? So say last year maybe you made $15,000 or $20,000 from speaking, and this year you want to earn $50,000. So that's a $30,000 gap. What is that worth it for you to close? 20%, $10,000, $20,000? Just think about that, because we have to invest in ourselves to get where we want to go. That's what I was talking about before about financial independence. We have to always be willing to do that. The truth is that often, in spite of standing ovations and accolades, and the audience saying, "Oh my God, you're the best speaker we ever heard," most speakers don't earn enough money to put gas in their car to get home. So if you've struggled, believe me, you're not alone. Most speakers never discover how to monetize their speaking careers, and I'll help you find out why. You'd never try to fly. You like that I have a Qantas jet in there? I love to customize my presentations. You'd never try to fly an airplane without first taking flying lessons, right? Would anyone ever get in a cockpit and try to fly an airplane? There's no takeoff button or land now button, right? So yet people become authors and speakers every day without any formal training. And I think it's an innocent enough mistake. I think most people do that because we've been writing and speaking since we were toddlers. And so we don't realize that this is an industry, this is a business. You have a message to share, so you're going to write a book. Fabulous. Do you understand the publishing industry? You want to share your message with audiences everywhere. Do you understand the speaking industry? And I think that's why most speakers struggle. So I'm not a fan of wasting time, mine or yours. I hear so many of my friends say that they were going to attend a webinar and it's an hour long, and they're like, if I get one nugget from it, it'll be worth it. I disagree. I have no time for that. That's why this webinar is going to be packed with rich content. And at the very last slide, I'm going to share some nuggets from Napoleon Hill with you. He wrote Think and Grow Rich, amazing book. And he talks about decisiveness, how to make a decision. So I'll share that as my last slide with you. And then Shar and I are going to go live to answer your questions. So this is really a no BS webinar. I'm going to share incredible secrets and insights about the speaking industry that took me nearly 10 years and more than $100,000 to learn. I was just telling Shar earlier, I refinanced my home twice. I struggled. I think that's where my passion for helping other people keep from struggling comes from. In just 45 minutes, I'm going to show you how the speaking industry really works, featuring 10 insiders' secrets, tips, including the biggest mistakes most speakers make, the importance of a powerful platform, and we'll talk to you about what a platform is and why you need one, how to do what the wealthy do so you can become a successful speaker, the 3 different types of speakers, and what every speaker should know about the speaking industry before struggling one more day. I'm my insider secrets turning 6 figures, and you can make more money in one day than you ever thought possible. If I can do it, so can you. It's really easy. You can benefit from my experience. It out as an author and a speaker, so let me talk to you about that. Also, stay tuned. I'm offering amazing opportunities for speakers right to change your life and set you on a whole new course of becoming a 6-figure speaker. Speakers Insider Secrets. Tip number 2, you want to turn your page on your Insider Secrets action guide. You have to establish your credibility. I'm sure you've been to a luncheon or an event where there's a speaker and nobody's talking to them. And then afterwards, there's a long line of everybody who wants to talk to them because now you know what they've done and what they have to their accomplishment. So anytime you're presenting, you should always share, why should people listen to you? Why should they buy your book? Why should they hire you as a coach or a consultant or a speaker? So let me start by establishing my credibility. This is why I can help you. In 2006, more than 10 years ago, I founded the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau in the convention capital of North America. Can you guess how many square feet of convention space we have? Shar?
Oh, I know, so I won't say it.
Okay. More than 10 million, more than 11 million square feet of convention space. It's insane. And so many of these conferences have speakers come to entertain and inform and educate the attendees, which is fantastic.
That's amazing. It's an opportunity for everyone.
It is. There's no reason for speakers to struggle ever again, especially once you know all this information. So today I regularly get to work with these speakers that before I used to only see on television or read their books. Brian Tracy and Jack Canfield, Les Brown, Captain Lovell. And then, just so you know my background, my first book was The Art of the Business Lunch. I originally self-published it, and then I sold it to a publisher. I contributed to Chicken Soup for the Wine Lover's Soul, great tie into the Business Lunch book. I contributed to other anthologies like The Power of Mentorship, and then I published and edited The Power of the Platform, Speakers on Life, Speaker Success, and Speakers on Purpose. When I did The Art of the Business Lunch, I was fortunate to be interviewed by all of these media outlets and more around the world, from the BBC to the London Financial Times, rediff.com is India, and so on. Having a book to define yourself as an expert is paramount. I absolutely love the experience. And in 2010, the end of 2010, I decided to start making movies because I'd already done 3 books. So now I write and produce personal development movies with some of these stars you may recognize. They trust me with their reputations, which means you can too. The other experts in the films gain success by association, which is absolute marketing gold. Insider Secrets tip number 3. Are you enjoying this so far? You getting a little information you didn't have before? These are some of the biggest professional speakers' mistakes and misconceptions. Most speakers make every mistake in the book. It's nothing to be ashamed about, especially if you didn't get the right training. So the top 3 mistakes, number 1 is they don't understand how the speaking industry works. They rely on fee-based gigs, and I'll explain what that is in just a minute. They create and try to sell the wrong products. They don't understand how easy it is to stop speaking for free and start getting paid to speak. Success as a speaker is not just about being a great presenter. It's really about understanding how the business works. And I know I sound like a broken record with that, but it's so true because, like I said, we wouldn't fly an airplane without understanding how often willing to speak for free. Industry experts are like if you're at a medical convention and the meeting planner brings in a doctor to speak on a new technique or a new system of doing things, a new protocol. And it's a very crowded field. So I have a lot of speakers who tell me they want to speak. They can speak on everything, sales and leadership. You know, trainers do that for the big training companies. So as they branch off and become their own speakers and their own brand, you can't do that. You can put a couple topics on your website, but you really want to specialize on one topic and dominate that. I use myself as an example on this. I'm the queen of the business lunch because I wrote The Art of the Business Lunch. So if you want to bring in someone, it's sales, building relationships by breaking bread with someone. And so if you want someone to speak on sales who's going to talk about taking your clients out to lunch, I'm the only one. But I also speak on networking. And when I'm in there for networking, I am against 3,000 other people in the US alone who speak on networking. So having that extra credibility as an expert helps me to get farther and booked more. So there are countless experts speaking on the very same topic. So the question becomes, how can you and your message stand out to achieve your financial goals? And another challenge is most speaker training programs fail to address how the industry actually works. In fact, most speaker training isn't about how to monetize your speaking career at all. At a typical speaker training event, you'll have someone talking about creating products or recordings, positioning, packaging, understanding social media, having a presence when you're speaking or doing interviews, or how to get hired by particular groups like colleges or women's groups, and a host to help you see all the possibilities. And they sell these for anywhere from $24.97 to $10,000. Have you ever done that, Shar, where you pay for something? And
definitely. And I was just going to say that there's a lot of speaker training that I've done, like a lot of people probably on this call. And we do. You've got to invest in yourself. We know that. And you walk away with some fantastic. Some of them have been absolutely amazing. A lot of it, though, as you said, is a lot about how to present, what to present, how to break it down, how to move on stage, inflection on words. That's all fabulous. But it's useless at the end of the day, Robin, if no one books you. And what they don't teach, as you said, is the business behind speaking, not how to speak and present and move, which is great, but then how do you actually get speaking gigs, and the difference, as you're going to explain soon, around the free versus the paid, and that no one teaches you that stuff. And that's why when I watched this webinar months ago and then jumped in and did the course, I'm like, I have to share this with more people in Australia because we are not being taught this here.
Thank you so much for saying that. And it's true. Very few people, other speakers who know how to make money, really don't want everyone to understand that.
That's
They
right.
want to keep you in the dark. And I hear from speakers all the time. This is one of the things that changed when I launched the Speakers Bureau, when I started hearing feedback from other speakers, things they wouldn't tell another speaker, but things they would tell a Speakers Bureau president, like they took this course or that course and they didn't get anything out of it. One of them is $10,000, and they have a ton of affiliates sending people here, and it's how to get a lot of publicity and make your mark. It's $10,000, and I've had people say they didn't get anything from it. Now, I've had a few people who said, oh, yeah, it was great. So I understand that a lot of it has to do with the individual, but the curriculum is not delivering across the board. So we want to make sure that everybody understands how this industry works.
Yes.
So when we look a little more closely at how the industry works, most speakers rely on fee-based speaking engagement, which is a speakers bureau or a meeting planner calls you and they say, we're doing an event, we need a speaker, we would like you to come and speak to our group. Now they may be way off base. I had an inquiry last week and the guy said, we have a client who's doing an event in Las Vegas, May 31st, and they've asked for you. Are you available and what's your fee? And is it commissionable to our bureau? And so I work still as a regular speaker, right? And I said, yes. I said, my fee is $10,000 and it's commissionable at $25,000. I haven't heard back from him. For all I know, his client had a $1,500 budget. Now, someone called my speakers bureau and they were a breast cancer accessory company. They made compression garments and cancer survivors. And she called me because I'm in Las Vegas. Their event was in Las Vegas. They had a doctor booked for free. They were going to pay his travel and expenses, and he had to cancel. So she scrambled 2 weeks before the event and said her budget was $2,500 max. And I said to her, I'll do it for you. Because now I'm calling the shots. I could do it. Will I get off my butt and drive over to Planet Hollywood for $2,500 every day of the week? Even though my fee is $10,000, because it was last minute. I'm not going to get a $10,000 paid gig last minute like that, right? Those are booked. The bigger the fee, the farther out they're booked usually. So that's why I went ahead and took it. But what happens when you wait for a fee-based gig, you're letting someone else determine what you're worth. They're telling me, hey, today you're worth $2,500 instead of $10,000. No, I really wouldn't do it every day of the week, but I was helping her out and she was a lovely client and it was a wonderful group. And I actually knew someone who had spoken for their group before. So I knew going in and I went ahead and took it. But if you're waiting for me to call you as president of a speakers bureau and I say, hey, Shar, I know your fee is $8,500, but I have a client who's got a budget of $1,500. Would you be interested? Well, I'm undercutting you. I'm undervaluing you. And that's why most speakers starve to death, because they don't understand that once you surrender this control to a meeting planner or a speakers bureau, they're going to determine you earn not you a very sharp platform.
Sorry, you broke up there, Robin. Say again.
Oh, I said, do you want to take this and explain what your platform is?
Yeah, look, absolutely. And it takes forever to build a proper platform, and it's not one of those microwave, all of a sudden you have this amazing platform. It's something that does take time. So, you know, obviously a lot of people may or may not know on this call, but starting out, you know, as a child with my backstory of being engaged at 11 and going through that whole situation to all the corporate careers I've done in Asia and the Middle East, having my own businesses, you know, going from broke to BMW, which was the name of the first book, and all the experience experiences, launching my business, even the magazine that we run and publish in Australia called YMag, we started that 5 years ago as a digital product, and really it was a side hobby. But all of those things have helped me fall into the business mentoring that I did for a number of years, and won an international award. I'm heading to India next week to win a second award. All of those things have created the platform that I can now stand on, and that's what's enabled me to be able to get more inquiries. But those things take time, and you need to be quite strategic as well, Robin, as you well and truly know, about what you choose to be part of and what you're best to say no to. And ultimately it has to come back to whatever you're going to invest in, you need to be getting a return on. And like I said earlier, no one's teaching this information.
Well, I struggled to get my platform. In fact, I was telling Shar earlier today that I remember when MSNBC called me to do an interview on the business lunch, I came unglued. I was driving and I was like, really? Oh my God. I was so excited because when I started speaking, all the successful speakers had a big network interview on their websites. I was so excited to get that. But I've been at this for 15 years. My platform should be impressive. I should have authored several books, published books, done the anthologies, run the Speakers Bureau, produce films. My platform now is so massive, I have to decide what I'm going to mention and what I'm not going to mention. And but I remember the day when I was like scooping up any little claim to fame to make it look like I was bigger and more successful than I actually was, like when I had my self-published book. So this is what happens. Have you Googled yourself? And I want to set up another poll here real quick. Have you ever Googled yourself? Publish that. Okay. And this is really fun. You can answer yes, and the results were impressive. Yes, but my name and profile didn't come up, and no, not yet. So answer that for me, if you will. Have you ever Googled yourself, and what were the results? Because as a speaker and an author, your goal is to set yourself on fire so that other meeting planners and speakers bureaus can find you. Here's the thing. When I get a call from a client that they want a speaker, the first place I look is my speaker bureau website, lvcsb.com. And I look to see if I have the right speaker for the right category. We have some pros on here that are Google results. I love it. So I'll look on my website to see if I have the right speaker for the right gig. And if I don't, guess where I go? I go to Google and I look. And so I use myself as this example. The first one is a listing for my profile on Gig Masters. Then you see expertlight.com, which is the speaker service that I use to send out press releases. And then Speaker Match, and then robinj.com, and then robinj.com, and then robinj.com to speak on sales in Las Vegas or business. They're going to find. So we had someone else weigh in that they didn't come up on Google. If you're just starting out, there's no reason why you would. This is also why we listed on something like the Las Vegas Bureau. Look at that. List on this page. This is tremendous. I set the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau on fire. I'm blogging, I'm posting, I updated the site, I improved the search engine optimization on it. So when someone is looking for a Las Vegas convention speaker, they're going to find me. And they're going to super important that you learn to understand good search engine. Friend saying hey to Nadine, just from my time as a journalist. Okay, we're saying there, Nadine, who came up with impressive results, right? See, I'm a master of deductive reasoning. Yeah, if you've been published or on TV or on certain sites, you're going to outrank everybody else. Now, here's a little tip you else. When you decide what you want to call yourself, never call yourself a specialist. You never want to be a specialist. You know why? Best thing. Audience of it. Alice direct so much the Cialis company attention and, like Viagra or Cialis. So the word specialist contains the word Cialis in it. So if you are promoting yourself as, say, a business relationship specialist, your emails and your newsletters may get bounced, and you don't want that to happen. So never be a specialist. Always be an expert or an editor-in-chief or whatever title you have. Just never be a specialist. Okay, back to the top mistakes that speakers make. The number 2 mistake is speakers create and try to sell the wrong products for the wrong reasons. Here's the key. You want to start with the end in mind. Building products really isn't important to sell. Building products to sell is not important. Let me say it that way. It's mandatory. And it's easy enough to build explosive products, and they can cost next to nothing. The technology now is so updated and so streamlined that product creation has never been easier. So this is another one of the mistakes. Oh, we were talking earlier. I had a friend who she wanted to do a gift basket company solely because she came up with a name for Got It Made. And weave would be spelled W-E-A-V. And it was so ridiculous because she can't tell anyone the name of the company without saying it's not W-E''V-E. It's weave like a basket weaving, and we make baskets. And she's out of business, needless to say. But you really have to be aware of the products you're selling. What are you calling them? What are you naming them? I was in advertising for almost 20 years. And so I have a real knack for this. And one of my assistants called me Simon Cowell because I was so critical of someone's content. Their one sheet had no white space on it. Their PowerPoint had like 22 bullet points on each slide. And I about exploded when I saw her products. I'm pretty tough. But that was really bad. You have to have a reason for creating your product. You need to create a product because there's a demand for it, and then share the reason why you created it. Were you going to say something, Shar?
No, I was just going to say, adding to that. Can you hear me? Just going to say that, creating and sharing, creating a product that people need, but then why you created it is the whole reason why MAG exists. It's sharing the why before the what.
Yes. Absolutely. And you created that magazine because you saw there was a need for it. There was something missing. And look at you're taking the word of the Inside Six-Figure Speaking program to your people because you said there's nothing there like this.
Exactly. So it's not about another speaker program and teaching people how to move on stage, what to say and what to put in their presentation. That's important. But that's why I jumped all over this, because I thought no one's doing this. So there's a need in the market in Australia because there are so many amazing speakers out there with great talks and great presentations that actually make a difference, but they're not getting the stages. They're not understanding how to monetize. So therefore, no one's getting to hear their amazing talk.
Exactly. And that's one of my missions, is to get those wonderful, empowering stories out there, whether I'm booking you as a speaker or getting you published or putting you in a movie. I absolutely love what I'm doing. So here are some real examples from my inbox. I hear from a lot of doctors that want to speak more. And then people ask me, how can they sign up, become an official speaker, send me an application? And I don't have that. I cherry pick all the speakers that go on my website. And again, I mentioned that before, you don't want to have a broad range of subjects to choose from. You can't be all things. You have to be an expert on one category, one topic, and then you can fix. And then speakers looking for more opportunities. They all are. This goes on and on and on with speakers looking for this. And many of the speakers that I hear from are broke or struggling. They really are. And they have wonderful messages. So that's why I decided to help speakers monetize their message so they're not struggling anymore. Okay, moving forward, and on your action guide too, you want to follow along with this. Insider Secrets tip number 5 is create awesome products. Make them simply something people need, and you can write this down on your action guide, something people want, and those two things are quite different, and then something you know a lot about. A book is a great way to start. If I meet a speaker who doesn't have a book, I ask them, what are you waiting for? Get started. You know, if you write a page today, a 365-page book. A page is about 300 words. Get it done. Get it out there. Share your message. Who are you? Why are you the one to share this message? And you always want to make sure whatever products you create that they have tremendous value. You can never over deliver on content or value. Now, this is a picture from my first movie premiere. You probably recognize Jack Canfield, and then Marcy Shimoff, who did Happy for No Reason. She's the reason Chicken Soup for the Soul became a series. And John Gray, who did Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. So we want to ask, how did these super successful speakers, how are they earning more than most speakers working today? Well, that's Insider Secrets tip number 6, which is you can learn from them how to be so successful. Where you are today financially is a result of what you've been doing for the last 5 to 10 years. If you want to become a wealthy speaker, you have to do what the wealthy do and invest in yourself. Now, you've heard that it takes money to make money, but it doesn't have to be your money. It could be OPM or OBM. You know what that is? Do you have that expression there, Shar?
I learned it through your course, but I think a lot of people will know, but I'm sure you'll explain.
Other people's money or other banks' money. It doesn't have to be your money. When I used to talk about this in the Keys to Success, I had a picture of the Trump and Robert Kiyosaki book called Why We Want You to Be Rich. And I would always say, Donald Trump never paid cash for a building. You get the banks to pay for your investments. And, that's the best use of a credit card. But the difference between the wealthy and the poor is that the poor use their credit cards and their debt for instant gratification. They buy items on credit that cost them money, and these items decrease in value, like big screen TVs. Cars aren't worth what you paid for them the minute you drive them off the lot. You've got technology. You get home with your Apple Watch 4th generation, only to find out in the morning that they came out with 5th generation. Jewelry is not a great investment unless you're buying investment grade diamonds. Vacations are the worst thing to put on a credit card if you don't pay it off right away, because now you're paying for a meal you ate 6 months ago. Wealthy and successful, on the other hand, use their power of debt to make money. They invest in things that will increase in value, like education, real estate, or the markets. And that is the biggest difference between the wealthy and the poor. And if you want to be successful, you have to do what the wealthy do. So let me ask you this real quick. Are you where you think you should be at this point? And if not, are you ready to start earning what you think you're worth and not what someone else has determined, so you can start living your dream? So you can put in the chat bar, yes, I'm ready, or just yes. Nadine wrote, I'm working with women to help them get greater exposure and impact. Fantastic. You know what, Nadine? About 78% of all self-help books, movies, by women. We're going to lead the world, in their dust. I think sometimes there are a lot of men. Of course, if there's a man on the call, I give out props to that. But women are buying this material and reading it voraciously. And the men that are doing it as well, in fact, if there are men on the call, because going to out amongst the other men that aren't themselves with this kind of knowledge. So I like to see that. All right, this is a big game changer. Insider Secrets to the page on your action guide. Are you ready to change your game? And hopefully we'll get some yeses in the chat bar. There are 3 types of speakers, and I'm going to tell you what they are. First is general, then we have public, and then we have paid. Okay, what did Nadine write? Women in mainstream media, though, are still sadly underrepresented, 20% compared to men. Well, I think you can change that. I think we can build your platform and send you out there to make these changes. All right, so let's look at the first kind of speaker, general speakers. This list includes the more than 18,000 speakers listed with the United States top speakers bureaus like Washington Speakers Bureau, leading authorities, Kepler's, and so on, and others. They're talented, they teach, they entertain, and they motivate. It also includes everyone in Toastmasters. Now, this is international for a reason. There's tens of thousands of people all over the world in Toastmasters who would be happy to take your paid gig from you. Industry experts. Remember, I talked about doctors, engineers, anybody. These people have regular jobs. They're not speaking to pay their rent or their mortgage. They are just happy to speak. They'll speak. Most general speakers will speak for whatever they can get, whenever they can get it. If a speakers bureau calls you and says, we have a client, their budget is $2,500, then you have the chance to take that or not. They'll often speak for free and to any size audience, hoping to sell their products in the back of the room, but they usually don't. And I'll tell you what, when I used to do this, I remember taking a suitcase. I had 2 books at the time, so it was a long time ago. And I took my 2 books and I worked all day on my PowerPoint. I got up at the crack of dawn. I got to this golf course, to their meeting room. And I rearranged the furniture and I set up my table with my books. And there were about 40 people at the breakfast. And I sold everything I brought, which was about $400 worth of books. And my net was about $200 because I sold my book to a publisher. I'd buy them from my publisher for half off cover price. I worked so hard. I said, oh my goodness, I think I'm making $5 an hour.
Oh, no.
But I didn't understand the industry. So how could I, do anything other than that? I was selling my books. I sold them all, and I'm still a struggling speaker. It was terrible. General speakers hope to land that big $10,000 to $20,000 keynote gig, but they usually don't. Now, occasionally a general speaker will get hot. They have what we call the right message at the right time, a TV show or a viral video. There's Larry Winget, who's known as the pit bull of personal development. He's hilarious. He was a CPA, and today he speaks on investing and family finances and so on. He had a TV show on the A&E network, and he also goes on some of the major networks to consult on finances. The first viral video ever, actually, I think this started out on MySpace, was The Evolution of Dance with Judson Lapely. They get to raise their fee, and they get booked a lot. Judson was a $3,000 speaker before that video went viral, and afterwards he was $12,000. The catch-22, a bureau will want to book you once you no longer need them to. I called Judson the year after he was on the Today Show talking about the evolution of dance, and I could not get him. I had a client who wanted to book him anytime between August and December, and he could not get away for one day to come to Las Vegas and speak, which is just crazy. Yeah. All right. The second type of speakers are public speakers. And I think this is one that's the most misunderstood because we speak in public. So we think we're all public speakers, but we're not. Public speakers are famous, well-known in the public eye, so to speak. They always keynote. They are so well paid. They make between $15,000 and $100,000 per speech or more. And they're keynoting, which means everybody's in the same room listening to the keynote address, as opposed to like breakout sessions where they go into different rooms. And the average audience is between 500 and 20,000. So these are the speakers that will fill an arena. They use the platform to educate, entertain, and motivate their audiences. You want to see some examples of public speakers?
Yes.
Politicos. You may not recognize Rudy Giuliani, who was the mayor of New York City back during 9/11, but anybody in that position, anybody who's held public office can become a public speaker. Athletes, that's Mark Spitz, who was the first Olympian to ever win 7 gold medals in a single Olympiad. Actors and actresses, there's Goldie Hawn, who are a little too old for those leading lady roles, become motivational speakers. They just share stories and anecdotes about their career, and everybody loves to hear about the stars. There's J.B. Bernstein and John Hamm, the actor on the left. John played J.B. in the movie $1 Million Arm, which was a Disney release, and it went global. So J.B. went from being, he's a sports agent, he kind of went from being an industry expert to becoming a public speaker because the movie did so well. This is physicist Michio Kaku, who has a program on the Science Channel, and he's also a guest star on a lot of the morning news shows. If there's going to be an earthquake or some natural disaster or an asteroid hurtling through space, he'll talk about that. And there's my friend Jack Canfield, who is also a public speaker. He created Chicken Soup for the Soul, and he is so well known. Even if people don't know his name, they know Chicken Soup for the Soul as a brand.
Yes.
And last but not least is paid speakers. This is what we really want to know about, right? Believe it or not, paid speakers are happy to speak for free. They might even pay you to speak, and they base their presentation on science and psychology. If you've ever attended an event and you went flying to the back of the room to buy whatever the speaker was selling, and the next day you got home and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I got that, but it was nothing you thought you needed originally or what you wanted, the odds are pretty good they use science and psychology on you. Here's an example of some paid speakers. Tony Robbins. He makes $9 million a year as a speaker. This industry is incredible. It can make you rich. His net worth is $500 million. Second is Deepak Chopra, who's worth a measly $80 million. They've both been at it for a long time, but Tony Robbins is the master. Jack Canfield is in 7 figures or 8. Marsha Weeder, you probably never heard of her. She's America's dream coach, and she does amazing programs and sells tremendous products. There's Reverend Michael Beckwith. He's very successful as a speaker. Marcy Shimoff, I told you about before. John Assaraf, John Gray, Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the 4 Agreements, Brian Tracy. All of these experts are some of the top paid speakers in the US alone, and they all go to Asia and Europe and speak, and they have empires. And that's what I want to show you, how they do it and how you can do it too. Insider secrets, tip number 8, most speakers are general speakers trying to fit the role of public speaker. That's why they're not making any money. They never become paid speakers because they didn't even know that category exists. Now that you know, I can show you how to become a paid speaker. This is so exciting, and be sure to stay tuned till the end. Don't forget, I have a nugget from Napoleon Hill, and I'll talk to you about this wonderful offer that I have for you. So Insider Secrets, tip number 9, we have to turn our page in our Insider Secrets action guide. This is the talent factor. Most speakers think if they get better, if they wear the right color, if they learn to gesture on stage a certain way, they believe that earning $10,000 a speech is based on talent. Well, I'm here to tell you it is not. It is based on a presentation built on science and psychology, which means speaking to your audience's beliefs, paradigms, and subconscious minds. That's how you get them on your side. That's how you sell your products to them. That's how you create evangelists, marketers, and evangelist fans who will follow you everywhere. And, most people who have been to these big events have been to more than one. Most people who see Tony Robbins see him more than once. They love him because he's speaking to their belief system. So that's Insider Secrets tip number 9. It's not based on talent. So once I discovered this, how the speaking industry really works, I took my new knowledge for a test drive. I was invited to speak for free, as we all are, at a NAWBO luncheon. NAWBO is the National Association of Women Business Owners. And I was invited to speak at Lowry's Steakhouse for a luncheon to about 50 women, and I got to speak for 20 minutes. Speaking for free, I earned more than $6,000 in just 20 minutes. My fee at the time was $5,000, which means I made more than my fee speaking for free. And I'm sure I sang all the way home from that. So how come speakers don't understand how easy it is to stop speaking for free and start getting paid to speak? Why? I had to ask myself that when I discovered how easy it was to get paid to speak. My first question was, why did I struggle for so many years? How did I not know this? Well, here's Insider Secrets tip number 10, why most speakers think earning big bucks for speaking is hard to do. Our National Speakers Association reports that more than 95% of their members earn less than $50,000 a year from speaking. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that's a great income, not in this society and this income financial situation that we're in on a global level right now, not in this economy. That was the word I was trying to think of. They also offer a certified speaking professional designation, but to earn it, a speaker has to show that they've earned more than $50,000 for at least 5 of the last 10 years. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You have to get a ton of testimonials from other people. You really have to jump through a lot of hoops, which means that industry experts and other really great speakers who don't earn exclusively from speaking, and most general speakers, will never be able to qualify for a CSP designation, which would look really nice on their platform, right?
Mm.
So, here's another tip. Always over deliver. I promised you 10 tips. Here's Insider Secrets tip number 11. It doesn't take a lot of people to earn a lot of money. When you go to get started, just decide you really want to become a paid speaker. Stop relying on fee-based gigs and learn more ways to earn what you're worth. Build your platform with proper credibility through your products, your marketing, promotion, videos, publicity, and great search engine optimization. Discover how to use science and psychology to start earning more right away. So, have you learned more than you thought? Hey, we're under an hour. I have time to wrap things up. It's surprising to see some of how the speaking industry really works, isn't it? There I am looking very surprised. Have you found this to be helpful? Just type yes in the chat bar, hopefully. I think it's been almost an incredible hour. It's been incredible almost an hour. Do you want to know what else you can do to further your career and start getting paid to speak? If so, please type yes in the chat bar, because you're here because you want to know how to get paid to speak. Carrie says yes. Thank you, Carrie, for responding. I love to see that everybody's still paying attention and still with us. Catherine says yes. Fabulous. Thank you, ladies, for weighing in. I am so excited to launch this program. Thank you, Nadine. And Shar had said earlier that, when she attended this free webinar, she immediately signed up for it because she just knew this was incredible. I am introducing Insider Secrets, Keys to Six-Figure Speaking. It's an 8-week, it can't be faster than that, an 8-week crash course that will change your speaking career forever and show you how to monetize your speaking career. Here's what you'll get in Insider Secrets. The first module is more speaker mistakes and what not to do, how to avoid them, what the solution is for them. We start off very easily. This is everything is an hour. It's online. You can take it at your leisure. You can go back as often as you want. It's a wonderful online course. So here you're going to discover the top mistakes most speakers make and how to avoid them. By the second module, we're already into the nuggets, which is the science and psychology behind earning more every time you speak. You'll discover the nuggets that will help you earn more by speaking directly to your audience's subconscious minds. This is golden, no pun intended. It is something that when I studied this, I'd been speaking for 4 or 5 years already, and I went with one of my friends, one of those trainers who was speaking for 8 hours a day in high heels, traveling all over the country for $800 a day. She turned to me about an hour into the course and said, "Oh my God, how did I not know this? How have I not learned this in all the years?" She'd been doing it for more than 10 years, and she didn't know about the nuggets and speaking to the audience's subconscious minds. She has totally changed her business model and no longer does training. Now she does speaking.
That is one of my favorite modules, by the way, Robin. I love them all, but honestly, module 2, oh my gosh.
That is such a game changer. And it's actually, information from my Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp. When we studied this, I'll never forget. We started on Saturday morning. I think it started at 9. And at 10 o'clock, she turned to me and said, "Where the hell has this been my whole life?" And we were glued to our seats and we took so many notes. It was incredible.
We should have known that when I went through Broke to BMW. I think I would have got there a lot faster than 18 months.
I know you would have. Module 3 is simply irresistible. Do this if you want to succeed. And in this module, you'll discover what it takes to create incredible, irresistible offers, how and when to present so you'll close bigger sales more often, and how to find the decision makers who can book you for paid gigs. Believe it or not, they're all listed in one place. And in module 4, you'll have presentation skills and thrills. This is such a content-packed segment, and you'll discover what you need to know to market yourself, create explosive products, reach a global audience with your message, and so much more. And if you look at these little icons, Don't be overwhelmed by them. They're all the ways that you can share your message with the world, the products you create. You need a responsive website. I even tell you the 6 elements you have to have on your speaker's website, how to send press releases. I cover it all. It's so comprehensive. The course took me a year to create.
It's fabulous.
Then we have Module 5, which is Insider Secrets to Publishing, where you'll meet super successful literary agent, author, and micro-publisher Deborah Herman. Together, we share the ins and outs of today's ever-changing publishing landscape. Oh my God, it's never the same, not even a year later. And help you to see which publishing solution is best for your success. An absolute priceless module. And there I am. I met them in 2003, and we reconnected many years later. And that's Deb with her husband, Jeff. And Jeff has sold more than 1,000 titles to traditional publishers, nonfiction books. They are really a power couple. Module 6, Insider Secrets to Speaker Marketing. Speaker marketer Gretchen Bruner will share information to help you avoid years of struggling, including how to find fee-based gigs in your own backyard and online. Another priceless module. Here's the thing. She's talking about this, what we were talking about, fee-based gigs. You can't just rely on fee-based gigs, but they're absolutely a strategic part of your platform. They're a piece of a successful speaker strategy. So you want paid gigs, you want to do your own things, and you want to create explosive products. It all comes together. Module 7 is Insider Secrets, Automate Your Income. Bryce Kuhlman hosts my course on Wisdom Robot, and he was kind enough to contribute a segment with me to help speakers offer their products online. It is like cloning yourself. In fact, I had a guy who posted on Facebook that he had sold a drumming course worth $1,250 while he slept. He woke up and saw that he was $1,250 richer than he was when he went to bed. He said, oh my God, this really can happen. And he oversees product creation and income automation so that you can discover how to earn high perpetual income online with evergreen campaigns. Another really priceless module that's so exciting. This is such a game changer, and this is where the technology has really stepped in. You used to have to be a coder to do this 10 years ago, and now the software is just so easy. Like I said, if I could do it, and I'm blonde, okay, if I can do it, anybody can do it. There's the blonde girl. And a live one-on-one with me is your 8th module. As president of the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau, Simon Cowell here will help you personally develop your topic into a killer branded keynote. I'll look at whatever you're working on at the time, your products, a manuscript for a book. I'm an award-winning author. I can do that, and a publisher. Your website, a PowerPoint, whatever you're working on, whatever you need. This is a great opportunity as you finish this course that I will certify you as a certified convention speaker, and we'll record the call so you can come back to it anytime you want. I will help you. And I normally charge $500 an hour for consultations. So this is a tremendous value. You'll also discover how to put yourself together on stage for the greatest impact, and online as well. Now, I have 4 insane bonuses. You'll get a minimum 2-year listing on the lvcsb.com, on the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau website in the convention capital of North America. Remember, I said I look at my website first when I need speakers for a client. So you'll be on my website and on my radar. Now, I established this value at $1,500. When I started speaking, a lot of speakers bureaus wouldn't list you unless you were already listed on a speakers bureau. So I paid a speakers bureau for a couple of years. I think I paid $575 a year for 3 years to be listed, so that when I applied to other speakers bureaus to be listed, I could tell them I was on this one site. So it's absolutely got a monetary value. There is the website right now. If you haven't been on it before, sign up. There's you'll see a little pop-up where it says get access now over there on the right side. That will pop up and you can enter as a speaker and get my sheet on how to work with a speakers bureau. It's valuable. Insane bonus number 2, you will earn a certified convention speaker designation. And you get this little medallion that says certified convention speaker that you can put on your website, you can put on your one sheets, you can put everywhere, and you can put a CCS after your name. This is absolutely priceless. I created this because there are so many speakers bureaus. I wanted something to distinguish my speakers that are at the Speakers Bureau, wherever they are, so that you can get that gig instead of someone else. I speak to meeting planners all the time. They've been burned. I hear it from them. They have, they saw some speaker's flashy website. They brought in the speaker and they're like, who the heck was on the website? Because it's not you. You know, they want to hedge their bets. They want that assurance that whoever they hire is going to be amazing. And I think if it came down to a meeting planner choosing between you with a CCS after your name and someone else who does not have a certification, I think you're going to be more likely to get the gig. Plus, it gives you something to blog about, send press releases about, and promote yourself with it, that you're a CCS. And when someone says, what is it? You say it's a certified convention speaker designation. And you don't even have to tell them that you got it from the LVCSB. So you can.
I think, honestly, Robin, and I've only just got my CCS, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
And we've only just got back from our trip. So I'm in the process now of updating all of my collateral and my LinkedIn profile and so on. And I know that it's going to add credibility because there are a lot of people that talk about how to find your purpose in life. But as far as I know, I'm the only one with a CCS.
Absolutely. I think that's fantastic. And I can't wait to hear how successful you are with it once you get busy on it. Because if I'm a meeting planner and I want to hire someone to speak on your topic and you have a CCS, and I think I'm just going to be so much more impressed and more inclined to hire you.
And also gives that confidence as well, because who am I? Of course, we can all make our websites look fabulous. We can all, get great testimonies, some of them true, some of them not. People can do that, and they have, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, I ran a network group for 5 years, and we'd have speakers send through these flashy one sheets, and we call them speakers bio here. Same thing, and they turn up like, whoa, you are nothing like that. So just that accreditation, I guess, behind your name for an unknown brand that doesn't know you from anything, they can go, right, she's the CCS, I trust that.
And fast forward you to the head of the line, right?
Absolutely.
I think that's such a great point that you made. And if you're just starting building your platform, or even if you've been speaking for 10 years, having a CCS is going to help you market yourself. This is all about marketing and getting booked for those paid gigs.
And what I love too, Robin, it's not something you can buy. You have to do the 8-week course to be able to learn those tips. You can't just say, hey, Robin, can I just pay you $1,000? You can't get it like that. And again, that's great, because there are some people out there who try and take shortcuts. It's not one you want to take, not with your speaking career. So having that, going through those steps and not rushing the process and absorbing the modules, it's worth it, because at the end, you get this beautiful badge.
I built this course. It took me a year to build it because I struggled for years, and I thought, I have this information now. I've been running the Bureau for 15 years. I've been speaking. I've earned $10,000 for a keynote address at Pebble Beach. I even got to play golf at my speaking gig. It was fantastic. And, I've been through it all, and I would have just given anything for a shortcut to greater success faster. And I think that's what I've succeeded in creating for the speakers here.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah.
There's actually a picture of the page, the Certified Convention Speakers page on the lvcsb.com, and you can see the medallions they get. And it is exclusive to the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. We are the convention capital of North America. This carries so much weight. And Brian Tracy and Jack Canfield are on the page. The lovely w-Shar Moore is on the page, and a few of my course graduates, and some other very special speakers. And everyone who's in my movies gets a CCS too, because I work with them personally one-on-one to really help them achieve success. So it's a wonderful bonus. Now, wait, there's more. Insane bonus number 3. I'm going to share mind-blowing information from my Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp. You will discover how to use science and psychology and see how easy it is to earn $5,000, $10,000 or more in one day as a speaker. Now, I used to sell the Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp for $2,497 US. I had people come to my home for 2 days. I catered it. I had a yoga instructor. We stood up and did stretches, so everybody was always engaged. I had guest speakers, and I have condensed down the meat of that, and it's in one of the modules that you will discover how to use science and psychology to speak directly to your audience's subconscious mind. This is absolute golden. And insane bonus number 4 is Insider Secrets to Publishing. You have to have a book This is the segment with literary agent and publisher Deb Herman. I will personally help you with insights and personal recommendations to help you achieve publishing success. If you have a book, if you want to do another book, and I run things past Deb for her opinion. If I come across something, my dad, his girlfriend wrote a book, a memoir, and I read it for her and I sent it to Deb and I said, you might want to show this to Jeff because I really think it has potential to be published. So you get access to my Rolodex and the people that I know that I can refer you to. And this is just priceless. And everyone who's taken the course, in fact, Shar said she's going to send out this video testimonial I have from one of my clients because he could not believe every time he called me, every time he emailed me, I answered. I don't know how long that's going to last, but as long as I'm available, I'll be there for you. So here are some other testimonials. This is my favorite. Success coach Charles Leon wrote, "You're an absolute genius. I'm infatuated with these modules. Thank you so much for creating this program. It's truly amazing, magnificent." And like you, Shar, he said, "I can't wait to share it with others." Sarah Rainey is an author, speaker, and travel concierge who has spent tens of thousands of dollars hiring speaker trainers. She emailed me after every new module every week saying, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I'm loving the modules. But she wrote this to me when she was done. She says, "I now feel I have a roadmap to follow to achieve success as a paid speaker. Each module has a wealth of cutting edge information that I know I can use. I finally know what I'm doing. I owe it all to you and your coaching program." And then Billy Arcement has a master's in education. He's a longtime speaker. And he said, "I've been around for 37 years and made every mistake you shared." I'm telling you, there's no shame in making the mistakes, but why do them if you don't have to? He says, "You gave truth and accurate information about the speaking business. Your strategies for creating a successful speaking career provide a great template for anyone who wants to excel in a tough business." I don't think it's that tough, not once you know what's going on. And I offer 100% unconditional money back guarantee. Here's a little more of what you'll get. I hire speakers, meeting planners count on me. Plus, you'll get game-changing modules, including everything you need to become a paid speaker and gain financial freedom. I think this is the only course you'll ever need. I'll help you develop your unique message and brand. What you need in a speaker demo video to get booked. I can't book someone without a demo video anymore. And it was funny because Sarah said, "You should tell people that you can't book them without a demo video." And I said, "I do. It's right there in my program." She's working on getting one, by the way. The 6 elements you have to have on your speaking website, how to determine your speaking fee and when to raise it, plus how to earn thousands every time you speak. And like I said, a 14-day unconditional money back guarantee, which is amazing. I don't want you to, I'm just so sure you're going to love it that I want you to have that. And there's an extra special webinar bonus. If you sign up during the webinar, I'm going to put a buy now button in the chat bar in just a minute. You'll also get a bonus 3-month group coaching call, normally $197 a month. For 3 months, that's almost $600 in additional value. And what's really great about this is it will help your strategy. As you finish the course and you're launching, you're going to have questions. And this group coaching call will really help you move forward with it. So here's a summary of what you'll get. I was selling Insider Secrets for $34.97, but don't worry, I have a really special price for Shar and all your people, Shar, today. For the Easy Online course, you get a listing on the lvcsb.com website worth $1,500. You get my Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp content, which is worth $24.97. A one-on-one strategy session with me, regularly $500. The webinar bonus of a 3-month group coaching session worth $591. And then these priceless bonuses, Insider Secrets to Publishing, access to special guest experts, and you'll become a certified convention speaker, plus get a listing on the lvcsb.com. It's more than $8,585 US plus the priceless bonuses. And I was selling this for $34.97, as I said. But today, it's not that. Today, I was going to offer it for $24.97, but we came up with, Shar said, "Robin, we have to do something really special." So we have a very special webinar price for the next 24 hours, just $19.97, or 4 payments of just $577 each. And I'm going to put I'm going to take down the chat bar for a minute and post the offer here with a buy now button. And if you click on that, you get the added webinar bonus. And I'll tell you what, remember I made $6,000 the first time I used some of this information. It was incredible. And I spoke for 20 minutes to 50 people. So it doesn't take a lot of money to make a lot of money, a lot of people to make a lot of money. The easy payment plan, if you prefer, you can make 4 payments of $577, unconditional money back guarantee. So you have really nothing to lose. There's no risk. I hope you'll give this a shot. And remember, I have a tip from Napoleon Hill coming up as soon as we're done here. This is what's going to happen. If you click the buy now button you'll get started today. And in just 8 really exciting, really fun, content-packed weeks, you'll know how to get paid to speak. You'll get listed on the Bureau. You'll get your certified convention speaker designation. I'm accessible. There's my email, robin@lvcsb.com. I shouldn't even tell you this. My cell phone is on my website under contact information. I know I need to change that pretty soon, but as long as I'm available to help you, I want to help you. Space is limited because I'm so available to you. So I hope you'll get started today. Now, this is what's going to happen. If you click the buy now button, it'll take you to this page where you can see the $24.97 is now discounted to $19.97, or 5 payments of $577, which you'll see when you check out. You click the add to cart button and it'll take you to the shopping cart. You finish filling out all your information, your credit card information, your address and all. And then you hit complete the order. You'll get a confirmation that will show that you've paid, and you can access your content immediately. You'll get 1 lesson each week for the next 7 weeks, and then the 8th lesson is a live one-on-one with me, which we'll schedule at your convenience. I love using Zoom. We can record it, so if we cover things that you want to know about how to move forward, I'll answer any question you have. I've never been stumped yet. So this is what will happen when you get it. Now, you may be able to, you might be thinking, I think I can figure this out on my own. It took me years and tens of thousands of dollars and running a speakers bureau to figure it all out. So why put yourself through all of that when you could be on your way in just 8 weeks? Remember, there are bonuses designed to help you with a complete, comprehensive speaker strategy, a very limited, highly discounted price, and powerful bonuses to help make your decision very easy, and an unconditional money back guarantee so you can sign up with confidence. When Jeff Walker wrote Launch, he said, no matter what you want to learn, someone else has spent a lifetime studying it. Learn from them. Make it easy. Why make it so much harder? And as soon as you sign up, you'll get your first lesson. This is only available for the next 24 hours. You can claim a better future for yourself today. And I want to thank you for joining us, for joining me and Shar. And I look forward to seeing you inside the course. Now, here's the last nugget that I promised you from Napoleon Hill. If you ever have trouble making decisions, Napoleon Hill was hired by Andrew Carnegie to research the most successful captains of industry at that time. And he found that they had 16 characteristics in common. The good news is they're learned. They're nothing anyone was born with. 5 of them are so important. I want to share them with you here right now. The first is a burning desire. You have to really want to do this. No doubt about it. It's easy enough to do, but it takes a lot of passion and desire. Then it takes specialized knowledge to really succeed. I'm sure nobody else in the world has your exact experience. So it takes specialized knowledge, it takes discipline, it takes strong associations, and it takes decisiveness. I find I get very impatient with people who can't make a decision. It's like, how do you succeed when to pull the trigger on something? So if you have trouble, just ask yourself these 2 questions. This decision move me closer to my dreams? And is this decision in harmony with what I'm doing? And if you have yes and yes, then it's a no-brainer. Jump forward, both feet in. We are going to go live now. So Shar, if you want to click on your little camera.